Round 13, color A. We are starting with the corner and we'll be making single crochets. Chain 1, it doesn't count as a stitch. Single crochet in the same stitch. A single crochet in the next one. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Single crochet in next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Single crochet in next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. Our corner is done. Our next step is to do clusters of 3 triple crochets. We are making 8 clusters. The first one is in front loop single crochet of round 12 on top of the first cluster of round 11, and our last 8th cluster is on top of front loop single crochet of round 12 around the last cluster of round 11. We will be making a cluster, skipping 1 stitch and making a cluster in another one, repeating always the same, skipping 1 stitch, a cluster in another, skipping a stitch, a cluster in another. In total we should have 8 clusters of 3 triple crochets and chain 2 between them. Let's start our work. Let me return a bit. So we finished our last single crochet. We are skipping 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, chain 2, and the first cluster in the front loop single crochet. It's the 5th stitch. We skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this one we are making the first cluster. Unfinished triple crochet, a second one, the third one, all together. First cluster is done. Chain 2. We skip next stitch and making a cluster in the next one. Ready? Chain 2, skipping next stitch and a cluster in the next one. Okay, the third one is done. Chain 2, skipping next stitch and a cluster in the next one. See you at the end of the 8th cluster, the last one. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clusters of 3 triple crochets are done. The last cluster is made in front post single crochet of round 12 around the last cluster of round 11. Chain 2. We skip next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next one, the 5th one, we are making a single crochet. Let me repeat with you the corner. Single crochet in the next stitch, 2 single crochets in the next one, single crochet in next 9 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2 single crochets in the next stitch and a single crochet in next 2 stitches. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We skip these 4 stitches, chain 2, and we start making 8 clusters. See you at the end of the round. Here we are, round 13 is finished. We end our round with a slip stitch in the first single crochet of the round. Let me measure it right now. It's 21 centimeters. And we cut the yarn because round 14 we will work with another color. Round 14, color B. We are starting this round with standing single crochet in the last chain 2 before group of single crochets. Here is our group of single crochets, and this is the last chain 2 before the group. So we are making single crochet, single crochet. We are skipping next stitch and single crochet in each of 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already made the corner. Let's repeat. We started with a single crochet in chain 2, then we skipped a stitch, then single crochet in 15 stitches, and we are skipping the last single crochet from the previous row, and we are making 2 single crochets in chain 2. Now we will be working around our clusters. As usual, we will be making front post single crochet around each cluster and single crochets in chain 2s. So, front post single crochet around the first cluster, chain 3 single crochets, front post single crochet around the cluster, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, front post single crochet around the cluster, 2 single crochets in chain 2, front post single crochet around the cluster, and 3 single crochets in chain 2, front post single crochet around the cluster, and 2 single crochets in chain 2, front post single crochet around the cluster, 2 single crochets in chain 2, front post single crochet around the cluster, and 3 single crochets in chain 2, front, a mistake, okay, 3 single crochets in chain 2 and front post single crochet around the last cluster, and 2 single crochets in chain 2. Okay, ready. So as you can see, we make 2 single crochets in chain 2 before the clusters from one side and from another side. Then we are making 3 single crochets in the first chain 2 and the last chain 2 between the clusters, the first and the second, the 7th and the 8th. Then we are doing chain 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets and 3 single crochets in the middle chain 2 between 4th and 5th cluster. So it's 2 3 2 2 3 2 2 3 and 2. Got the rhythm? And then we are working the corner that again became our side. You see that we are always turning. We skip next stitch, single crochet in the next one, and again single stitch, a single crochet in each of 15 stitches. 1 2. Round 14 is finished. Here we are. Next round we continue with the same color. Round 15, color B, chain 2 and a cluster of 2 double crochets in the same stitch. The first one, the second one. Actually, this combination, chain 2 and cluster of 2 double crochets, is our standing cluster of 3 double crochets, and it counts as a cluster of 3 double crochets. Altogether, chain 2, we skip next 3 stitches, 1 2 3, and single crochet in next 9 stitches. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Chain 2, we are skipping next 3 stitches and a cluster of 3 double crochets in the next one. 1 2 3 and all together. Here we are. Please be ready, we will be doing a lot of clusters. We already have our first cluster of 3 double crochets, and we will be making 4 more, and we'll repeat the following. Chain 1, we skip next stitch and a cluster of 3 double crochets in the next one. Done. Once again, chain 1, skipping 1 stitch and a cluster of 3 double crochets in the next one. We have 3 clusters. We need to make 5. So chain 1, skipping next stitch, a cluster of 3 double crochets in the next one. Done. And one more cluster, chain 1, skipping 1 stitch and a cluster of 3 double crochets and the next one. So we have 5 clusters of 3 double crochets. Between each cluster, chain 1, and we are skipping a stitch between clusters. Now it's time to make a couple of 3 triple crochets. Chain 1, we skip next stitch and a cluster of 3 triple crochets in the next one. Done. Once again, chain 1, skipping next stitch and a cluster of 3 triple crochets in the next one. Done. One more cluster of 3 triple crochets, but this time is a bit different. We do chain 1 and we are making a cluster in the next stitch. Please be careful. Done. 5 clusters of 3 double crochets and 3 clusters of 3 triple crochets. Half of our work with clusters is done. In the second part of this curve, we will repeat absolutely the same sequence. So we will be making 3 clusters of 3 triple crochets, and we should be very careful because we will skip 1 stitch of round 14 and we will make 2 clusters of 3 triple crochets in next 2 stitches. And then we will be skipping a stitch and making the last 6 cluster of 3 triple crochets. And then after that, all the clusters we will be making, they would be 5 clusters of 3 double crochets, would be skipping 1 stitch. Let's make it. Chain 1, skipping 1 stitch, cluster of 3 triple crochets in the next one. Oops. First, second, third, unfinished triple crochet, a cluster is done. Chain 1. In the next stitch, without skipping a stitch, we are making another cluster of 3 triple crochets. We are mirroring our work. Okay, and now we will be skipping a stitch, and in the next one, the last cluster of 3 triple crochets in this repetition. Okay, clusters of 3 triple crochets are looking exactly the same. then chain 1, and we are making 5 clusters of 3 double crochets, skipping next stitch and a cluster in the next one. Cluster of 3 double crochets. Done. Chain 1, skipping 1 stitch, our cluster in the next one. Chain 1, skipping next stitch, a cluster in the next one of 3 double crochets. We made 3 of them. 2 are remaining, skipping next stitch and a cluster in the next one. Chain 1, skipping next stitch and a cluster in the next one. Ooh, this naughty yarn. Done. So here's our corner with many clusters. 6 clusters of 3 triple crochets and 5 plus 5, 10 in total clusters of 3 double crochets. And please check again your work, because we have 2 places where we are not skipping stitches of round 14. Chain 2, skipping next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet to next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 2, skipping next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and the first cluster of 3 double crochets of a big corner group. I'm pretty sure you will be able to go to finish this round, and see you at the end. We finish round 15 to the first cluster with a slip stitch, and then we need to cut the yarn, secure the ends, because round 16 is made of another color. We start round 16 with a new yarn with a standing single crochet in any chain 2 after the group of single crochets of round 15. Here is our group, chain 2, single crochet in a group. Our strategy is the following: front post single crochet around every cluster and single crochets in chain 1s to the first 5 chain 1s. We are making a single crochet till the next 5 chain 1s that are between our clusters of 3 triple crochets. We will be making 2 single crochets, and the last 5 chain 1s a single crochet in each one. So let's do our work. Front loop single crochet in chain 1, 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 front loop single crochet around 5th clusters of 3 double crochets and single crochet in chain 1. Then we are working with clusters of 3 triple crochets of round 15, front loop single crochet around each one, and in 5 chain 1s between them. We have 6 clusters and 5 chain 1s between them, 2 single crochets in each chain 1. Here we are. And the last 5 clusters of 3 double crochets, we are making front post single crochet around each cluster and 1 single crochet in chain 1. Here we are. In round 5 we had 15 chain 1s, so we make in first 5 1 single crochet, in next 5 chain 1s 2 single crochets, and in the last 5 1 single crochet, and a front post single crochet around each cluster, 2 single crochets in chain 2, single crochet in next 9 stitches. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 single crochets in chain 2, and repeating the corner. Let's meet at the end of this round. We finish round 16 with a slip stitch into standing single crochet of the round. Round 17, continuing with the same color A. Actually, the round 16 was also with color A. Chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, single crochet in next 9 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Half double crochets in next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Double crochet in next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Triple crochet in the next stitch, 2 triple crochets in next stitch, 1, and the second one in the same stitch. This is our corner, right? Okay, chain 2, 2 triple crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2. 1 triple crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Half double crochet in 4 next stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Single crochet in next 22 stitches, 1, 2, 22 single crochets are finished and our first repeat is done. Then we continue with 9 single crochets, 4 half double crochets, 3 double crochets, triple crochet, and following the written instructions. See you at the end of the round. This round is much easier as round 16, right? We are ending round 17 with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. And actually in this round we finally formed the corners of our square. And the last round is remaining, round 18, with the same color, color A, where we'll be working with single crochets. Single crochets along the side, just in the corner chain 2, we will be making 2 single crochets, chain 1, 2 single crochets. See you in the first corner. And we start the round 18 with chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and continue making single crochet in every stitch to the corner chain 2. See you at the first corner. Let me show you how to do the corner, and we are done. 2 single crochets in chain 2, chain 1, and again 2 single crochets in the same chain 2, and continuing through all the side, single crochet in every stitch of round 17. See you at the end of the round 18. And finally, round 18 finished, and our square is ready. This is how it looked like. Really nice. My size is 26 centimeters, and I will be making a nice pillow out of it. Good luck to you and easy stitches.